Hello, friends. Welcome to the Christmas Cave of Creativity. Today, we are all about getting festive, get creative, feeling Christmassy, and getting crafty in the meantime. So, you're very welcome to today's session. My name is Emma. You might have seen me around some of these wee iPad digital native courses. I work with a team in Northern Ireland. We bring Adobe creativity to all you lovely, crafty, creative people out there. So you're very welcome to today's session. Like I said, I'm in my Christmas cave of creativity. I'm feeling so festive, and I'm so excited to share with you how we're going to sort of get into that kind of feel today. So just before I get started, you'll hopefully see the wee banner at the bottom as to how to access those creative Christmas challenges. Let me just show you here, however, how you can get involved with today's workshop. So here are our Christmas challenges for today's Adobe session. Just a wee word of warning for anybody out there. Hopefully those who are on today's live know that today is the iPad session. You might need a different link just to go over to any of the desktop laptop challenges there with Dom on another slide. So just in case anybody's in the wrong session, you're here for the iPad session. And because you guys are using iPads, what you can also do to get access to this lovely creative challenge that you see on my window is just flip open your iPad and get the camera on and scan that QR code. It's a quick win there for you instead of typing in the bit.ly/express Christmas. So I'll give you a few minutes just to get that uploaded so you can have a wee explore and see what kind of challenges we're going to get up to today. Now, just in case anyone that has joined us for the very first time today, if you don't know the rules are is that don't forget you can pause me at any time. I'm going to be going through these challenges in my own pace. If that pace is too fast for you, don't forget just to hit the pause button and then come back to me whenever you're ready. That's the power of technology and the video that we're working with today. It's fabulous. So as well as that, if you do complete some of these creative challenges, please send them in to us. Okay, let us know how you're getting on. And if you do, then the Christmas man himself, Dom Trainer, will be able to send you a big bag of swag to your school in the new year. Just get your belated Christmas gifts while you're at it. And what you can also do is hashtag us Adobe Edu Creative and get that on the socials, and we'll be able to know as well if you are sending us in your lovely creative crafty results. Okay, and now here's another rule that we have in our Adobe team. If you get crafty and you show us your creative tasks and you also teach somebody a thing or two using the Adobe Express suite of tools, you might be in for a chance of getting some VIP swag sent your way. So don't forget those 3 main rules. Pause us at any time, get crafty and send us your results, and show somebody else and get teaching and sharing the lovely creativeness that Adobe has available to offer. So let's get us started and show you how you can get crafty and creative too. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this wee screen away. We can pop back and forward at any stage. And I am going to go straight in and get my Adobe Express app open. So we're going to be mainly working with the Adobe Graphics tool today and show you how you can do a few wee things. What we're going to do, actually, let me just go back to my challenges just to show you. I'm going to go straight in with challenge number 2 today. Okay, I did challenge 1 starting off last week. Let's go straight into challenge number 2 and get creating a Christmas card. Okay, so for anybody there, you can also have a look at the challenge and how our friend Kyle got on using the Adobe Express on the desktop. I'm going to take you through how you can problem solve some of the stuff that are not currently on the iPad app, but again, you can still get creative as much as you can. So let's open up the Adobe Express tools. We're going to create a card. So at the very top, it's asking me to start from scratch. So I'm looking for the card template. Lovely. And what's great about this, it just opens it up straight away with all the So it's asking us to start editing text. We don't need to edit text just yet. So I'm going to tap on the text box, and at the bottom I get my little menu button, and I'm going to click on the bin just to get rid of that, to delete. So get rid of that for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to create like a wee jack-in-the-box present, basically of ourselves popping out of the box just to yell surprise and happy holidays. So the first thing that we're going to start to need is maybe a gift. Let's think about a gift. And I want to start to add stuff to my template. So I'm looking for the plus symbol on my interface, on my wee software, and I'm going to tap on the add button. And with the Adobe suite of tools, you have lots of different things you can add. You can add text, design assets, photos, Adobe stock images, shapes and backgrounds. There's lots of stuff here. So while I am going to be doing a particular kind of workflow, I want you to know that you explore all of them. If a different way works for you, again, send it in, let us know. We're always here to learn. So I'm going to go into Adobe stock. I don't have many images saved on my iPad, but I know Adobe has lots of fantastic stock images available, as you can even see right here. And what I'm going to search for at the top right corner here, I'm going to search for like a Christmas pattern, something Christmas themed, because I want like a box as if it's a present. So Christmas pattern, for example. And you're going to get lots of lovely wee things popping up. You've got the little Santa Clauses, you've got loads of snowflakes, you've got even snowflake over here. Just going to have a wee scroll down. Oh, I quite like all of those candy canes. Very nice. Just give yourself an opportunity to explore everything, because you might find something further down that might do the thing that you want, or give you a feel that you want. Let me see. Or you might get inspiration. I like all of these wee twinkly lights, and I like the lights here. So you might want something sparkly. There's blue sparkly there. There's like a tinsel theme here. Lovely. Oh, there's mints. Get your mint swirls on. And do you know what? I am going to go for this wee candy cane shape here. This one here. I've seen it up the top, so I'm going to go for the candy cane shape. I'm just going to tap on it to select it. And it takes a wee second for that to preload, and then we just go to the very top and we want to hit that add one option there that my wee mouse is hovering over. And that brings it onto our little canvas. Now, whenever we're using iPads, you're always going to get this, and whenever you add things onto your canvas or onto your page, you're always going to get asked what to do. We wanted this to be able to move freely. So let's just click on that option there. And here it just comes in as is. So we're going to use the nodes, make it a wee bit shorter, because we've lots to add to our page. And whenever I tap my finger on the image and drag it around the screen, you'll get these wee guidelines to help you. So I'm going to pop this straight into the middle. And what I want to do as well, actually, I want to kind of crop it in. It's quite rectangular at the moment. So if you want a rectangle box, go for a rectangle box. I want a wee bit more of a square one. And so I'm just going to go, you can see over here, whenever we start to crop, you get all these lovely, wonderful shapes that we're going to play with later. And I just want a 1-to-1 square. Let's go for a pre-filled template on that and hit done. Lovely. So we have our square in the middle of our page, and I've left some room here at the bottom because I want to start adding text to there. So what I need now are the flaps of the box. So it's like a spring and surprise of the flaps. So let's get that done and see what the best workflow for that is. So I'm going to tap on my box, and here what I'm going to do, I've already got like this square part of that, so I don't want to have to add and press more buttons to add that image in again. So I'm just going to duplicate the image. So again, you tap on your image, you go to the edit part here if you're not already there, and we're going to duplicate that once for now. And what I want to do is actually make this smaller. So let me show you how I would do it. I'm going to go to crop again, and this time around I'm going to use these little parts of the edge of the square, these little nodes, and I'm just going to drag it in. Now, because if I start to drag it in at this point, because I've selected the square option before, it's going to keep that ratio. But I want this to be more like a rectangle shape. So I'm just going to go back to the original ratio and then use the wee nodes to bring it in. Let's see. And what you might want to consider is go free form. There we go. That's what we need. Free form. Because then this gives you more choice to kind of create those little flaps. And we just need a wee rectangular shape within that. And you can use how many of those little candy cane style shapes you're going to get in. I'm pretty happy with that there. And I'm going to click on done. Perfect. So what we can do here is we've got the same kind of pattern, same kind of theme. And if I just kind of drag it up right beside my little box, you can see that it looks like a wee bit like a flap. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom in here just so that you can see what I'm doing a wee bit clearer on your screen. So if I click on it now, you can see it's sitting right there, but it's a wee bit rigid. So let's add a wee bit more fluidity as if it's the box is sprung open. So let's rotate this shape. I'm going to just click on the wee symbol with the circle and the arrow, and I'm going to rotate it just ever so slightly. And I'm just going to move it so that it's sitting there as if it's on the box itself. Hopefully you can start to see it's starting to look a wee bit like an open box. You can play around with this shape if you need. If you think that it's too big, too skinny, just play around. This is all we're doing today is kind of just exploring a wee workflow, a wee pattern on creating a design. And I'm going to move it so I can get more of the candy cane shape. Because I'm using such a tight space within that pattern, I want more of the candy cane shape there. I've adjusted and lovely. Really happy with that now and make me adjustments. Now I need 2 flaps. So I'm just going to duplicate this and I'm going to move it over to the other side. Now, it's not quite the same angle. So what I'm going to do, just to show you a wee simple trick here, let's go to adjust and let's flip it. Powerful. And it gives you the exact same angle on your canvas. So here is my little box. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's actually start to bring things together. So what I want to be able to do now is I want to be able to move this as one whole shape. I'm going to show you the wee trick here on how to get that done. So if I want to move the box, I have to click on the box and move it. Or I click on the flap and then I move it. So I want to go to edit and I want to select this option over down here called select multiple. Now what this allows us to do is that I can click on each individual shape and you can see the wee background start to sort of add the little nodes. But another way of doing it, let's just go to none, let's select none, is that if you kind of tap and drag across the screen, it's going to highlight everything within your selection, like so. And if I go to next, we're going to group that, okay? So let's group that, become one shape so that if I need to make any adjustments later on, I have it as one piece. So it also means that once I hit done and zoom out, for example, I can decide where I want that, where I want to move that. Gorgeous. And my box is looking great, grand and groovy, but it's not looking like a gift box just quite yet. So let's see if I can add any decorations onto it, like a wee bow or some sparkles or something else, or like a label as to who it's for. So let's go to add and let me have a look here. I'm just going to go in between them and have a nosy. So let's go to the stock option first. And I want to say bow. Oh, there's some lovely bows here. Thinking about what my color of the box is, it's kind of like a red box. I have options here. There's like a wee red bow there. And there's a red bow here as well that'll allow me to sort of manipulate that. So let me actually, I like this red bow up here. Tap on it and we're going to add that to our card. Beautiful. And again, hit the option there to move freely. So the thing is, whenever I add this to my card and I go to place it above my box, it doesn't quite work. So what do? Let's think about this. So in the edit options, let's explore what all of these buttons are. And in the third row option there, you have this wee symbol that looks like a photograph. And then you can see those little checkered boxes in the background. Whenever you see an image that has that checkered background, typically means that there is no background attached. So we just tap on the remove background option, get rid of that so that we can play around with our big lovely bow. And there it is, it's on the screen. And let's just adjust that to see what we think. And we're going to be using these tools time and time again, especially if you're brand new to Adobe. But if you're not, you're an old hand at this and you can continue to work away, which is perfect. Lovely. So I've got my lovely gifts, and you know what I'll do, just as a wee added thing as well, I'm going to just very quickly tap on that and actually add it to my box group. Brilliant. Now, in a jack-in-a-box, typically what you have is a spring. Let's go and find a spring. I'm going to add, you can look for shapes, and I want it to look quite realistic. So again, I'm using my Adobe stock tool, my photos. And the great thing about all of these tools, I've just typed in the word tool, spring. Spring, spring, spring. The fabulous about all these tools is that everything is inbuilt. Now, if I put in the word spring, bringing up all of these gorgeous images of spring, but we're currently not in that season, and I don't see the kind of spring that I'm looking for. So sometimes whenever we're searching for things, well, there's a spring, but it's not going to be an appropriate one that I need. We might have to be a little bit more precise in our search parameters. So let's search for metal spring. And this will help narrow down our search. And this is actually the one I'm looking for, this lovely little golden spring. And use our same feature, let's add it in. Move freely, and let's just get that background removed so that we can apply it to our graphic and our card. Lovely. So this is our spring. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to make some adjustments here, and I think you should too. Make some adjustments, size it up. You might even want to pop it at an angle. So whenever you spring out, you're never really sort of straight on that. So we're going to use our rotation tool, which is the little circle with the arrow. And I'm going to zoom in so that you have a wee bit of a clear idea as to what I'm doing. You can rotate it. And I love the guides on this. So if you want to rotate it specifically at a 45-degree angle, it will tell you, or it'll match as well other things and elements on the page that are also at an angle. So I'm pretty happy here. I'm going to just pop it there. And what you can do as well, if you wanted to match the color scheme that you've designed your card for, that's what we're going to do. That's what I want to show you. Let's explore all these other little tabs. Okay, so you can go to color, tap on it. All that's going to do is color the background. So that's not it. Let's go to looks. Let's see what all of this does. It's grayscale. Here we go. So this is the button that we're looking for. If we want to kind of maybe even make our spring more colorful, we want to give it a color. Let's play around here. When you go to colorize, you can just kind of keep clicking that button, go to different colors. But one that you might want to search for here is the duotone. This is my favorite tool, to be honest. It means that I can actually decide the specific colors, and you can click into these and edit those colors should you wish to. So if you wanted to kind of make your spring kind of red, which is actually what I think I will, I've got a red and white theme. And to be honest, I think it's a bit of a dark red. So I want it red, but let's go and edit that. So you can see the wee slide icon there. I'm going to click in here. Let's go to shadows and just soften that up a wee bit. Maybe I just don't need it to be such a hard black. You can hopefully see the difference between the subtle changes and some of the things that you're doing. Now, my next challenge within this is that my spring is sitting in front of my gift. How do I bring it backwards? So whenever we start doing lots of design work, we need to remember that everything is built in layers. It's like the pages in the book. So usually you have your introduction at the front, and then you have to keep flipping the layers to get more of the story. So what we want to do is kind of just change the order of our story that we're telling. We don't need the spring first. We need it behind the box as if it's popping up from within. So what I'm going to do is, you see a wee banner in your, once you've selected your spring, you have this order option, and you have this little slider that if I click on the node and bring it back, it just appears as if it's underneath the box. And hopefully that's a wee bit of a tip and trick for everybody there as well. Lovely. So our box is looking gorgeous. We have a lot more to do. We might need a little character that kind of jumps out of that. So let's use some fun features and fun tools to show you how that might happen. Again, let's go to the plus. There's a lot of similar processes here. Anything you want to add, click the plus. Let's go to the Adobe stock. And we're looking for another fun sort of festive pattern. You might have a specific kind of jumper, Christmas jumper, and kind of tartan pattern. Let's actually have a look for a tartan pattern. Hopefully I've spelled that correctly. We'll see. Very nice. I'm looking for this kind of winter festive tartan. That might not be my search parameter. Pattern. Let's go. Let's change our search. Go for winter. See what happens. Okay, we're getting some icy stuff. We've got icicles. Lovely. There's my candy canes again. There's Santa Clauses. We could use it. Let me see. That's not what I'm looking for. So let's use a different one. And again, I'm wanting you to show that sometimes your first search isn't always the one that you're looking for either. Lovely. So I have some options here. I can see that I'm starting to get more of a wee kind of pattern in place as well. And do you know what? I'll go to the very top. I think I used this the last time, but it is a good wee pattern to use. So I'm going to use it one more time just to show you. I think I use it as the box for my gifts. But let's use it for a pattern here for a jumper. So let's hit the add. And again, hit move freely. So again, we've got this lovely square rectangle shape, and I'm going to crop it to make it look like a little body shape. Okay, so let's go to crop and shape. Nice. And this little hexagon shape here is, so for example, the reason that we're using this, that we want to kind of pop out of the box with our arms waving. If I pop out of the box, and you sort of took a picture of me popping out and with my arms raised, what kind of pattern, what kind of shape would best fit all of that? So we start to take and compile everything into shapes. And one of the shapes that's really good for this would be this sort of pentagon shape, 5-sided shape. And I want to kind of squeeze it in a little tiny touch. Just kind of maybe get the 3 in there. Lovely. And I'm going to hit done. Because what can happen, what will happen next is whenever I start to add my arms here and my head shape, we can kind of then say that that's the body kind of coming in into the waist, which is brilliant. This is kind of the way we want. And let's adjust that to make it a slight bit smaller. I'm going to keep it upright for now, but eventually I will group everything and make it go at an angle. But for now, just for ease, keep it at the 0 angle, and let's add some arms. We're going to go very simple. We're going to go with just some wee rectangular shapes here. Nice. And here we go. Just go straight into the first option there. Because what we can do is we can adjust this. And use these oblong style nodes. And it gave you the right kind of arm shape there. And let me zoom in just to show you how this is starting to work together just on the jumper. So let's tap on my little rectangle, change it to the angle here. And you're kind of just trying to match those little lines here. I think the arm's too long. You typically want your body, if you think about your own arm kind of comes just below your waist. So if you're trying to size this up, well, that's a good rule of thumb. So imagine if your arm is sort of dangling down. You kind of want it just to be dangling enough that it just about passes your waist. So we I think about there would be fine because we have to add our hands. That's good with a thumb that we know. Let's twist it up and pop it on. Very good. And then let's just quickly order it so it's just behind the jumper. And you can give it a color. We might want to choose something that's a wee bit like our theme. I'm going to go for red. Red and green, it's just Christmas theme all over, isn't it? Very nice. If you want to adjust any of the colors, you can always feel free to go to custom and change the color swatch there. Explore these tools, make it your own. That's the key thing about this. Make it your own. So I really like this festive red, and let's duplicate this. Very nice. And use our little trick that I was showing you earlier and just flip it because we want it the same side, same kind of angle, just on a different side. Now, if I'm looking at my jumper here, again, let's zoom out just to show you. So a lot of my arms match kind of the red down here, but my jumper's looking a wee bit pink. Don't forget, you can always go back and edit the kind of looks and the enhancement of this. You go into duotone and make it a wee bit more red to match our theme. We'll even do it a wee bit like that, like a jumper from earlier, or like our spring from earlier. Very good. Well, you can even actually choose this. So I don't know what happens to go to white. Ah, more pink. Very nice. I quite like the direction that this is going now. We sometimes get lost, so lost in the experimenting of things. So let's get us back on track. How do we start fixing our body? So now we look like we're kind of, our arms are in the air, which is fabulous. So there's a few things that we want to incorporate here. One of the first things is I might want to sort of get my hands in place. Right now, I just look at, it's starting to form a wee bit of a design. Let's add more to it. And let's get a wee bit of a glove. So I'm going to go back into my shapes and I'm going to keep everything super, super simple. And I'm just going to use a very basic circle. Let's go find that. Here is our circle and add that to our design. Let me just quickly color it here for you so that you can see the difference. And let's go for a green. Red and green. Always be seen. There we go. A lovely, rich, evergreen kind of color. And if anyone out there wants to know, red and green is my favorite colors. Always has. I always love Christmas. I'm so excited, so festive. Now, if I pop my little circle just at the top here, like so, and I'm going to duplicate that as well under Edit. And reduce the size a tiny touch. Oh, this is where I might need to zoom in a wee tiny touch again. Always feel free to edit your canvas. There's my circle. Kind of looks, if I place it kind of here, kind of looks like a wee thumb. Wee thumbs in that. Can't see me, but it's like a wee thumb. Or you can sort of place it up there. Yeah, now that looks really cool. So it looks like a wee thumb, okay? And let's, you know what? Let us duplicate that for the other side. Let's duplicate them. And then what we can do is that we can just start dragging that across to the other side and match our other hand. Ooh. Perfect. Let's go to next. And now we should be able to drag those to the other side, like so, and hit done. So there's a wee bit of a process. Sometimes you have to go back and forth. Hopefully you're kind of realizing that. And I'm just going to move my thumb to the other side. I'm going to zoom in just to show that. So sometimes if your object is too small on the page, you might just need to increase the size there. Nice. That looks like a wee thumb and a wee thumbs up. Now, we could leave it like this, or what we could do, we can manipulate our little paws, our little mitts to hold something. So I have a really cool, like, sort of candy cane theme here. I'm going to stick with that theme. I'm going to show you how you can get your hand looking as if it is grasping something such as a candy cane, a little bit of holly, a gift, hot chocolate, star for the top of the Christmas tree. There's lots of lovely options. And do you know what? I will see if my design assets, let's see if my design assets have a candy cane. Not too sure, but let's check it out anyway. Candy cane. Ooh, there's one right there. There's a few actually. Great. So I'm going to go for this one. I want to show you what design assets look like. So what's great about this is that you should hopefully have access to all of the really amazing, even paid features of the Adobe Express tools. There's a gorgeous candy cane, num num num. And just going to keep making that small enough. Nice. And let me zoom in to show you how to make it look as if you're holding it. So I'm going to tap on my shape. The great thing about your design assets, which is fantastic, is that you don't need to do that extra step of removing the background. It's all done for you. And that's the power of these tools. You've loads of different types of options. So I'm going to move my candy cane. I've got it nice. Now it just looks like it's sitting on top. How do we get it to look like I'm holding it? So again, a lot of this is to do with the layers. If we manipulate the layers, we can create all of these fabulous illusions. So let's go to the order tab and play with this slider. So if I keep bringing that down, hopefully what you will notice is eventually, so if you're looking at the candy cane, you will notice like the little circle that acts as my thumb can kind of come in front. So it kind of creates this like little illusion that the candy cane is kind of sitting in between your palm, like you're holding something. So here's like a bottle of water that I have. And if I start to hold that and show it, you know, if it works with camera, because I've got this green screen effect, you can see my thumb and my hand just behind it. It's lovely. This is exactly what we're looking for. This is great, guys. So let's hit done. We are finished with that little part of the activity. And let's take a zoom out and see what we're looking like. This is looking really fabulous. So what I'm going to do for now, I want to start making those adjustments now. And I want to start to kind of take my little body piece, take my present piece, and combine them together. So let me just show you. I'm going to tap on my rectangle. Let's go to edit and start to group things. You might want to group things at different stages, at different times. I'm going to group it now. And I'm going to use the quick highlight tool because there's nothing else on my page that's going to get blocked or cause me problems. And like hit next. And let's group that. Fabulous. So now I can start to bring this down and make it look as if it's sitting on the spring itself. Nice. There we go. Fabulous. So now we're starting to get that kind of jack-in-the-box kind of feel. But the main thing that it's missing is us. So let's get us in this picture. And again, because you have an iPad, everything is on this already. So let's add our own very own picture. Let's go to the plus and let's go to photos. And this time around, you get all of these beautiful options. And the one that we're looking for is the second one in, which is your camera. So if I tap on it, you might need to turn your camera around so it's your front facing one. And you get to see the inside of my room and my lovely Christmas cave. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to try and angle this. Let me see, where's my camera? Lovely. And I've got a wee hat on as well. It's up to you if you want to keep that in. I'm just going to keep it out. Actually, I'll take it off so we can see. And I'm going to give a big cheese. 3, 2, 1. And capture my photograph. You can retake that, reuse that. And it's completely up to you. I am going to retake it and actually hold the camera up a wee tiny touch. Get the angle in. Let's see. Because then what we kind of want this, we really want to create the illusion that it's me in the Jack-in-the-Box. Lovely. Need to work on my smile. So let's hit use photograph. And I'll put my wee Christmas thing back on. It's very important to be festive. And we're going to hit move freely. Now, this is where we are going to be able to edit this. Now, what you'll notice is that I'm kind of angled one way. How do we make it look different? Again, you're just using all of the wonderful tools here. Let's flip the image perhaps. So now it's angled the way I thought it would be. And we are going to remove the background first to see what happens. Nice. And in order for you to kind of create that illusion that it's just your head, what you can do is crop it into a shape. We can use the oval shape, we can use the circle shape, and we can make those with minor adjustments like so. And just reposition my face and my head so that you only see what you need to see. And I think that is fabulous right there. Yay, gorgeous. Now, what we want to do, the goal here is to get our wee lovely face positioned up at the top right here, as if it's the wee Jack in the Box. Make it a bit bigger. Very nice. And you can make some lovely color adjustments here. So you can brighten it up. The relatives want to see your lovely bright face. So we can go, make it nice and vivid. We can multiply that. I'm not going to do any of that. I think I might go to the enhance option. Lovely. This is where I want. I want to play with the brightness a wee bit, bring that up. You might want to change the highlights, for example, or you bring it down. Let's bring it up and bring our shadows down a touch, bring them up a touch. Play with those little slider windows. You never know what options you're going to have, how you're going to enhance your photograph. And different options work for different kind of settings and classroom settings, for example. Or you can bring up the saturation, make that even more vivid in color. And I want a warmth. Christmas is all about warmth for me, so let's bring that up as well. Very good. Nice. So I'm just going to click done on that, and here we have our lovely little character with our lovely little sort of body and our present with the Jack in the Box. Now it's looking a bit boring still. Okay, we've got some fabulous creativity. So let's continue our creativity. And the last thing I'm just going to do, I'm just going to actually group that in all together as one big picture. Oh, I've forgotten the spring. Let's cancel. And let's select everything. Select multiple. Let's do your little trick. Select everything on the page and hit group. And hopefully everything should be together, which it is. Mighty. We might need to, at the very end, just do that, just so that whenever if you make any additional changes, you can manipulate that on your canvas as and when you need. So it might make it smaller, might make it bigger. But let's add a background. Let's get creative and add our background. And there's lots of different ways you can do this. You can put snowflakes in your background. You can add a fireplace as if you are at your house popping up. But I'm going to kind of keep it nice and simple. I want the focus to be on my beautiful face and my Jack in the Box appearance. And I'm going to go to shapes. What I want is sort of like you can get loads of rectangles with the star shapes, something that really kind of highlights me. So let me have a look. You can look at all the lovely star shapes that it's pointing you towards, or you can also go to the top and just search for star. Burst star. Lots of different options here. So this is where I get a bit lost in thought to see if I can have which ones I go for. Let's see. Now these are going to give me the standard stars and lots of different variations. So this is maybe where I might change my search. And I'm going to say burst. I'm bursting with joy. Bursting with lots of energies. Ooh. That one's quite nice. Quite like this one. Or you've got a nice one here with lots of stars in it also. Actually, let's see if this works. Yeah, I'm going to add this one here. and it's come into my canvas. And what I want to do is I want to make it nice and big. So let me see if I can reduce the canvas to see what I'm meaning. And make it nice and big as you can get. And let's rotate it. So you could have it something a wee bit like that. You could extend it outwards. If it's not giving you the effect that you want, you can always delete it and research your shape. It's not giving me the design and the desired effect that I'm looking for. So I'm going to search that first word again. Very nice. And I'm actually going to go for this one to see what it looks like. And a lot of this is just trial and error. There's the shaping again. I'm going to pop it right behind me and fan that out using the little nodes. This is a wee bit more like it. And what I'm going to do is just place it as if I'm in the center. So it's bursting from me. So I'm placing it on top of my body as much as I can. And I'm just going to pin that to the back. So use my order option and slide it down. Brilliant. Now what we can do is change the color here. So let's go for a nice light green. And really happy to keep the themes the same. So there's a lovely green, perhaps, makes the red stand out, or you can go for something a wee bit darker. And play around and experiment with which of these you like the look of. I'm going to just go in and edit that as a slight touch. See. Wonderful. That's how I like it. It's like a wee light evergreen kind of color. And this time around, because I'm finished with that, I want to actually do the background. Let's see. Now you might need to adjust your layers just to select that background color. But let's go for a nice shiny yellow. Let's see if all of these match together. Oh, there's some more yellows and greens over here. Very good. Quite like that wee pale yellow and the pale green. Really makes me and my red stand out. And I'm bursting with joy. Phenomenal. So if you remember the example, so let's just go to that example just to show you. If you remember Kyle's example, he also has at the very bottom just popping up to say happy holidays. So let's get that started and see what happens. Let me show you how I would do mine. So I'm going to keep it close to Kyle's, and let's just add at the very bottom a nice rectangle. You can also be a wee bit fancy with this and go for a curve. Up to you. Let's see what the basic shapes are. Very nice. Actually, let's see if I can get a curve. Or you can go for one of these as well, one of those semicircles. This is just me kind of having a wee explore. And you know what? I've got the curve in my head now. So let me see. Curve. See how we can maybe do this. Would it be a curve or a wave? Let's try a wave. Here we go. Here's a nice wave shape that we can manipulate. Very good. So I'm going to click on this wave. If you wanted to sort of do something a wee bit different, you could. Again, we're using Kyle's as inspiration. I'm going to make my shape nice and big. But I'm just going to maybe hide it a wee bit underneath the present and the gift. Still want enough room that I can put a lovely holiday message. And just so I can, I'm going to reorder that. Ordered too much. Lovely. And that's really good as well. It kind of separates my gift from the res again. Let's click the background and adjust the color. And I'm going to go to my color that I had chosen previously, and I'm actually just going to darken it. I want to kind of keep the, let's see, yes, looking festive, folks. Because what I want down here now, once I hit done, is I'm just going to click the plus, and I want to start getting the text in place. Let's go to our text. And I'm just going to write just popping up to say, click on done. You can also do wee dots if you want to kind of get people in anticipation. And our goal and our challenge then is to get this to fit nicely with multiple different, in a short little space with multiple lines of text, and maybe add some additional designs. So the challenge then is, if I use my wee dots, all I'm doing is making that writing bigger and smaller. If I use the little rectangle tool at the side and tap my finger and stretch that out, that'll then pop that into the one line. And I can make that small enough and just fit it underneath my gift. And what I want to do now is have a look at what different types of font options I have. And if you're not familiar with the Adobe set of tools, there are so many things that you can choose. Going from left to right, you can go to font and just explore all of those font types. You can go to recommendations, wait for this wee bit to load, and then Adobe will recommend what kind of style it thinks you should use. So if I just flip between these, for example, it might take a wee second just to change, and you can see it changing up there as we go along. Another wee thing that you can do, you can play around with all of these, but what's nice to look at is style. And style gives you like a wee node here that you can rotate around, and it gives you some nice other options there and some kind of styling options as well to kind of play with. So actually, I really like what that one is here. And I'm going to just use that little tool again to make it bigger, make it go onto one line. And I'm going to increase the size there. So what's quite nice about this text that I like, it's quite narrow in terms of, it's quite short, but it's also quite nice, big and bulky. And I'm going to play around with the effects here and see what I can come up with. Yeah, I want a shadow. Let's see. Let's change the color of this shadow, for example. Go for a dark green. And play with the shadow is working for me. And you know what? I'll show you the subtleties here. It might not be popping up on the screen for you. So I'm going to zoom in just for the bottom so that you can see all of the little stylistic choices I'm making. Wonderful. I'm using the guides as well to make everything kind of sit in place. And the reason that these are very important is whenever you're trying to create different styles of graphics, you want your audience's eyes to make it feel like it's right, that it's adjusted, that it's done well. And we use these little guides to help us keep things in the middle and bring all of the different eye line where it needs to go. So we're popping up to say hello. We need an outline. Oh, quite like the outline as well. Makes everything just go lovely. And let's change the color, because now that we've added things, we've got an outline color, we've got a shadow color. So let's change the outline color. And let me change the text color because I want this all to be unified. And you know what? I'm going to go with the same text color that was in the background. Nice. Now, what you might want to do is you might want to then have another text line, because if you remember Kyle's example, it's just popping up to say happy holidays, and you can change your message to reflect whichever celebration that you celebrate this time of year. Is it happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah? If there any other ones that we're unaware of in your classroom, like incorporate everybody. And so we're going to stick with happy holidays. And let's go and add another text box. Go to T for text. Now, whenever I add this in, what will happen is that it will take the previous choices from your previous text box and then just apply it maybe in a different kind of color context. So what your role and job is to make this a wee bit different. So first of all, let me just be able to see the text. Let's just change there. You can see the happy holidays, and let's put it onto one line. And this time around, instead of using the style, I'm just going to go straight into font style and choose which one I want. And what you want is enough of a contrast between these two. That's a very Christmassy one there. It's cruel. And you know what? I quite like that. I quite like the script style. But you can explore there to see if there's any other options there. We're going to come back to that one. And I'm looking for something that is scripted. That was quite nice as well. Lovely. This is the thing about the Adobe font tools. There's too much choice. But you can always put a timer on your choice options and come back to them later on. So let me see. Wanderlust is always a good choice. Happy Holidays and the Peppermint. Ooh, that one's nice. There's too many nice choices. So I'm going to stick with Pacifico. Okay, make it nice and big. I want it as big as my other text box. Like so. Make these wee changes. And I'm going to zoom in so I have a bit more. I can see my choices a bit better. And I can make minor adjustments, okay? So if you were noticing there, I was finding it a bit difficult to bring this up just a tiny bit. We want stuff at the bottom. We want space at the bottom. So if I just bring that up and make those minor adjustments, you always need to zoom in. So pinch to zoom, in case you don't know, your first finger and your thumb just a pinch. And let's change the colors up. And let's shadow. I'm going to go back to my reds, I think. Outline, let's go for a red. And for my text, let's go for a green. Yeah. I like that one. Happy Holidays. Nice big red. Goes quite well. Now, if you're thinking, is that it? No. What you can then do, you can add more elements to this. You can add some more designs. You can add some like confetti as if you're coming out of the box. So I'm just going to work through my wee choice options here. We are nearly done. But if you're happy with what you've accomplished so far, you can be done. So let's see, what can we add? Let's see, confetti. Search for confetti. Ah, this is gorgeous. So you've got some lovely wee backgrounds here with different kinds of wee shapes to represent the different styles of confetti. Some lovely waves. You can use some of these ones here as if you're wearing like a wee hat. Some nice ones there. Or you can take some of the shapes and the designs here for inspiration and create your own little confetti pattern on the screen. So I'm going to use a mixture of both. So up here at the top, I'm going to just use, say, this one, for example. And this is just a shape, so it's going to all stay the same color. So if I take that, make it nice and big, and just position that as if it's behind me again, we can give it a nice wee color, and we can change the order of it. So it's sitting behind me, and behind the present on a box. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add on top of this some nice little star designs. Again, this is all about layering, giving you the illusions. Let's look for the star shape. Take your time with this. Okay, if you need more time than what I'm giving you, you don't forget to pause. And if you need less time, you can just keep going ahead as to where you think the direction that you're going to go next. So there's lovely star shapes. It's completely up to you which one you go for. I'm kind of going to go for really like a simple star shape. Let's go for this one. And all of these, the very, very subtle differences between all of these. It's up to you what you like to go for. And this is where I'm going to get a wee bit more colourful. Okay, I've stuck to my yellow and my green theme. And what I want to do now is I'm going to actually change the colour. Let's see. What colours have we got? Let's go for blue. Oh, that's nice. And hit done. Let me see, is there any other adjustments that I can make to this? Add it there. Actually, what I do want, I want one with a border. Okay, so that's not maybe the star for me. I want to be able to add a border. So to make sure that you can definitely add a border, whenever you're going to your stars, just choose the one with the line shape. Let's see, star, 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 star. Yes, this is what we're going. So if you see the differences again, just to understand between the shapes. So this one would definitely give you a border. This one may not. So I'm going to go with one with a border. And add that. Perfect. And then change the color to blue now. So now you have the option there for your fill and your border. Let's go for some nice pinks, some nice greens, some nice yellows, maybe oranges, soft reds. Again, it depends how vibrant you want your background to be. And because I'm really happy with how this is working, I'm just going to duplicate a couple of these and position them. Hide some of the confetti that I don't really like. Make that a bigger shape. Very good. Let's duplicate this wee small one, like that one. And move it in between these lovely shapes here. And now I'm just going to change and adjust the colors for all of these. And you know what? Let's zoom in a wee bit more. Make minor choices. Let's change this. Let's see. Ooh, I like purple. And let's go to my other blue one. You want to be able to have this nice and bright, vibrant feel. Well, that's the theme of my card anyway. Let's go for a pink one. Let's see. Go for a different style of green up here. Yeah, this is looking fabulous, if I do say so myself. And let's go for a nice wee orange. Good colors, all the colors of the rainbow. And there we have it, a nice background with some vibrant little waves. You've got star bursting out of there. Key thing here is to make sure it's not too terribly busy, which is starting to get too busy. So if I add too much color, too many backgrounds, I'm going to be doing that. So let me just make some adjustments. Just notice here that some of my shapes, like my glove, is looking a bit interesting there. Make it a bit bigger. That's what I like to see. Right there. Nice. So what you can do, there's a few things left, some choices that I would make. Perhaps you could put like a wee banner here. You could put like a wee snowman here. You can add some imagery into your wave if you'd like. So I just want to show you where those are. So let's show you design assets. And what I want to do is show you frames. Let's just go straight down to frames. You can see some nice wee decorative frames here. For example, when I click in here, you're going to get those swirly things that we really do associate with sort of like that Christmas theme. Very good. And I'm actually going to use, I think I'm going to use, let's go for this one. And add that in. Let's see if I can pop it in. Just at the bottom or at the top. Make some changes there. Or I've actually lots of space at the side. So what I'll do, I'll pop it in at the side just to kind of frame it. I've made a wee mistake, so don't forget your undo button at the top. And make that small. Zoom in. Very nice. Now the issue here that I have is that my little twirl is a different color. So don't forget, you can always go and make those changes. You can always enhance the colors, go to the looks. Let's go to duotone, and let's just make that white. And go to the adjustments and make it white. So if there's a will, there's a way. This is the Adobe way. And duplicate that. Do a last wee flip, and then I'm basically done with my card. Taking loads of time with the card today. Fabuloso. Brill. So, zooming out, this is my card all did that done. There's a lot of creative freedom on that. So hopefully you enjoyed having a wee look. And the last thing that you can do, just to want to show you, is that you can download and save this out. So if I download, I can export those images and hit download. I'll show you now. And that'll save straight into your camera roll. And if you complete that task, send us a wee copy. So you can tag Dom Trainer himself. You can find him on Twitter. You can at Adobe Creative Edu or Adobe for Education. Just tag us, tag Adobe Express, and show us all the amazing creative designs that you got up to today, for example. So I just want to show you just in my last wee bit here. There is my lovely creative card design. And here's the one I did last week. So you can see other wee options there for yourself as well. You can, if you haven't got all your cards done, you can send yourself a wee digital card. And the last thing, what you could do, there's a few things. I shouldn't really show this, but I'll show it anyway. It's animation. So if you wanted to elevate your piece of work and actually create it like an e-card or like a video card, you could do so. So most of that is just text. So if you keep going down, you can have everything zoom in together, pan in together. And play around with all the lovely, amazing animations that are available there to you as well. Fabulous. So I'm pretty happy with my card as is. And change the colors, change the shapes. You get creative and let me know all the different kind of card creations, and see if there's any changes that you want to make for tomorrow's session. Tomorrow's session, we're going to add a few more bits and pieces. We're going to add more creative nets, and maybe make a video if you wanted more creative Christmas crafts. So I really thank everybody that was working with me today. I had a blast. And I've got really into the Christmas festive mood. So there's 6 more sleeps to go. I'm really excited, and I hope you are too. It's been brilliant. Take care, and thanks again. Hopefully see you all tomorrow for another creative Christmas challenge.